All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of NinjaBill Live. I think it's episode 7. I'm not quite sure, but I think so. And joining me right now is my guest Input. How are you tonight?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I am doing well. I just got through eating, so I got a full belly of Chicago-style deep dish pan, and it's all good. And a beer, and I'm good.
Yeah, I just had me a homemade burrito, so
Nice.
I feel you on
Well,
that. I'm rocking. Wish I had the beer though, but I figured I'd save the cider for tomorrow night. So
there you go. There you go. So to start things off, I just need to start things off by showing something I got in the mail. Uh, um, I received Hightower here in the mail from Autocorrect Primer, Derek and Nikki. Um, Pretty cool. Honestly, I've never been interested in the movie Constructicons, so I've never bothered to really look for them or pick them up. But he's an interesting toy, and I will have a review for him done. Hello, Master Far. Hello, Thors. Hello, Crimson Raptors. And hello, Cato Collection. Give me a moment, and Crimson, I will give you a link to let me in. I don't have your email, otherwise I would have sent you the link. But so I will have a review coming up for this guy soon, probably tomorrow or Tuesday. So just thought I'd start that off. So, David, welcome. And let's see here. Now I'm going to throw a link up now. This link is for Crimson and Kato. I'm sorry, Master Far. I'm sorry, Thors. Sorry, Wolfmus, welcome. But I have a limited number of people that I want in here tonight. I'd already told people who they were going to be. So don't be offended if I don't let you join the stream. Now, I don't have Kato's or Crimson Raptor's email address, and Kato, I forgot to include you in the email I'd sent out earlier. So, but anyway, I will include that link real quick. There you go. Kato and Crimson, if you wish to join, there is the link. Again, that is for Kato or Crimson. Again, I apologize, Kato. I meant to send you an email earlier, and I totally forgot to include you in the email that I sent out. So, Crimson, I don't have your email address. I'm really going to need that. Send an email to me at animeiowastaffer@gmail.com sometime so I can add you to my list. So let's see now. I got a list of topics I wanted to talk about tonight. To start off, I took a look at a lot of pictures of that 3.0 deluxe Soundwave, the Bumblebee movie Soundwave. Wow. Did you see that, Input?
No, I didn't. Actually, just real quick, Ninja Bill, you're clipping kind of like you got like a little bit of static every time you talk.
I do?
Yeah, not bad. It's like a clip. It's like a every time.
Not sure. Let me. I'm going to pull out, stick around, and then I'm going to come back in and see if that happened, or if it changes it.
All right.
Yo,
What's going on, Crimson?
nothing much. I do have Ninja Bill's email. I thought I did send a message. Let me double check.
Hey everyone,
So how you doing, Input?
Welcome back to Ninja Bill and Friends. I am your host, Ninja Bill, and this is my guest, Crimson Raptors.
Okay. So how do I sound now?
You
sound
good.
Perfect.
All right,
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Must have been something on my end. I don't know what. But anyway, welcome, Crimson Raptors.
Hey.
Everyone chat. Sorry, Master Far, not tonight. There is a reason for that, but just not for tonight. Let's see. Hey, Input. Can't believe Ninja Bill just said he was going to pull out.
I know.
Right?
Okay, wait. So let's say that for later in the stream. We haven't got there yet.
Haven't got to the part where you pull out.
All right. Yeah, we got to work up to that part first.
Man, I'm lazy though.
All right, so I saw I finally took a real good look at the images of the new Masterpiece reveals for Leo Convoy, Tigertron, and RC, they all look pretty good to me. Can't believe the things I've seen in the forums and on the group posts on Facebook about that RC, though. My God, what is wrong with people? Everybody's talking about,
Are they already talking about the saggy boobs?
Well, they were talking about the chest not being. Look, people were saying this is mistransformed. It's like, how do you know the figure hasn't even been released yet? Yep, bastards. It's like,
They're always
I know it's
mistransformed when they show them.
Literally, one guy said, "Well, I know this is mistransformed. I know it is." And everybody was asking him, "Well, how do you know?" He said, "Well, I can just tell. It's clearly obvious. If you're too stupid to understand, maybe you shouldn't be in this group." I was like, "What a manky bastard!" Like, you're so full of yourself. Wow. And they were talking about how big her hand, apparently her hands are too big. And they were talking about how her feet are too little. I mean, Jesus Christ, people. They're fucking toys. Get a grip, you pretentious fucks.
You know what? I'm just going to say it like this, okay? I have one complaint with that figure. One complaint. And it's the most nitpicky thing anyone could ever have. Her feet are all white. That's it. And it's not even really a complaint per se. I just prefer her to have like pink style kind of heels, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like pink toes, and that's just a personal preference for the character. Like, that's so nitpicky, but that's the only complaint. It's not even really a complaint. It's just me going, well, guys, I wish you had pink toes, but I'm gonna buy it anyway. Like,
again.
So does that make? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I said, does that make Springer Ken and RC as Barbie then?
more or less. More or less. Like, it's just something that for me, it's something that Thrilling 30 figure has that I think just adds to the character's overall appearance, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that. But, for me, it looked fine. For me, people are talking about, that chest panel is probably mistransformed and not raised correctly, yada, yada, yada. I could care less. It looks like a good figure, okay? It does.
Yeah.
People say, well, we'll just buy the nicey. Well, then why the fuck are you even looking at the picture then, asswipe?
No, honestly, NinjaBill,
if you got your minds made up, why did you even bother commenting? Anyway,
no, exactly. And I got 100% agree with you, NinjaBill. 100% agree with you. It's like, dude, first of all, if you think the nicey looks better, which, okay, fine, but it's a completely different aesthetic than what the Masterpiece RC figure is going for. And truth be told, when you take that nicey and you take that as an RC, and you take that out of the equation, and you just put it up against the fans' toys, and you put it up against all of the MMC one, all the other ones that have been out, dude, that Masterpiece one looks perfect. It looks so good. And that vehicle mode, let's not forget, for real, let's not forget what Fans Toys vehicle mode looks like for a second. Okay? I mean, the people can sit there and they can complain about the RC all they want to, but I really honestly think that a lot of the complaints just stem from the fact that, oh, we like third party more than Takara, so we just bash Takara every time we turn around. Fuck Takara. Well, you know what, dude? Just to be as blunt as possible about it, it's a Transformer, and if you don't like it, doesn't mean somebody else doesn't. So how about this? Instead of trying to take it away from them, just enjoy the fact that somebody else likes it. Don't get butthurt because people are going to buy it. Don't get butthurt because they like it. Like, so stupid. So stupid.
I mean, imagine imagine that we're actually getting it, like from Takara is a first, I mean, we get Black Arachne, of course we have to get that, but like the first generation one, movie character that's a female, like that's just, we would have never guessed that. We would have never guessed we'd get RC from Takara. We would have thought maybe a Blur was next or Springer, but not RC.
No, definitely. And truthfully, there's a lot of stuff currently in Masterpiece where when you look at it, you kind of go, okay, it's about time. And why did it take so long for us to get here for this? It just doesn't make sense, you know?
Well, sorry, continue.
No, I was just gonna add to on top of that, like look at Lio Convoy, and it's pronounced Lio, guys. Just saying.
Yeah, it's always been. Yeah.
Yeah. I said Leo in the beginning, but that's because you don't.
Yeah.
It's LeoZ, right?
Yeah.
LeoZ, Lio Convoy.
It's Lio Kaiser, LeoZ.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
Lio Convoy. Anyway, I was just giving NinjaBill some shit.
For instance, today somebody posted a doctored image of the completed movie Devastator, right? Only done in G1 colors, and they said, "Everyone happy now?" And the very first comment was my comment, which I said, "No, comma, no one is ever happy till they get a 1-to-1 scale transformer in their backyards, and even then." Even then, they will find something to be unhappy about and tell everyone, no matter how much that other person may enjoy it, how shitty it is. Or they will start talking about adult taste, as if that's actually a thing. It's a fucking toy. Get over yourselves, you pretentious bastards.
They'll be like, the Optimus Prime rolls up to their front door and be like, and he transforms, he rolls out, right? And he's like, man, it didn't even mass shift.
Yeah, I mean, they're just some people who just plain want to be miserable, about everything, and it sucks to be them because I rather enjoyed Transformers.
100%. Well, and here's the other thing too: if you're gonna be that person, just pack your shit and get out. Just be done with it. Stop trying to take it away from everybody else. It reminds me of that kid in school. Like you would take your toy with you to school and you're just happy and all your friends are happy, and here comes that one douchebag redheaded 5 foot 400-pound kid right in the second grade, and you're like, dude, how are you 6 foot and 400 pounds in the second grade? But he's just an asshole to everybody, and he comes up and he knocks that toy out of your hand and he breaks it just because you enjoy it. That's what all of that reminds me of. Don't be the guy who breaks the toy. Be the kid that enjoys the toy with everybody else.
There you go.
Input. I am so sorry about that. I replaced that toy for you. I'm feel so bad about it to this day.
No, man, my mama replaced that toy.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so in other news, Takara has admitted that there's a problem with the Hound, and they said it's due to materials in their Vietnam factories. Now, they haven't said if they're going to do anything about it. They just acknowledge there's a QC problem.
Wait, Hound was made in Vietnam?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have recommended that. Yeah.
Takara, I read the post. Takara said that, they're aware of the QC issues. They didn't say what they were going to do about it. And they know the problem stems from materials made in their Vietnam factories. They didn't say anything else. They didn't say if they're going to do anything about it or what. They just said, oh, yeah, there's a problem. And then pretty much just, very politely, without saying anything, just said, fuck off.
I know that Hasbro is very much like, send us a figure, we'll destroy it, we'll send you a new one. But Takara, do they send out replacement parts? Does anybody know that?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Because it's really that tailgate is the actual problem. It's not designed to go. Yeah. It's not designed to open up like it's like people thought it would, and they just snap it off. But there's other problems with it because of that. You're right. That thinning plastic is not a good idea. Now I'm going to have to find a box.
To add to that, they did talk about the price increases. And they said specifically the price increases over the last year and the coming year is due explicitly to part counts. Since there's more part counts, that's why the prices has gone up.
I believe that.
Yep. That's exactly why they said the price increases have happened. It's because of part counts. So there we go. That's pretty much answered our question is why the price hikes. We've all been guesses, and those guesses still might be valid. They didn't say they weren't. So.
Well, Input, didn't you take apart like one of the Siege Seekers and like did a video about like how many, or was it? No, it was your Nemesis Prime, wasn't it? You took that apart, that Siege Prime, And there were tons of pins and parts all over the place, like more than you thought there would have been.
No, 100%. That Siege Prime. I've taken apart the Siege Prime. I've taken apart Siege Hound. I have taken apart the Siege Seeker mold. I don't know how many times at this point, and it's a huge, daunting task. Like, you go into that figure, and the Optimus Prime specifically, and you look at that, and you go, okay, so the forearm flaps will come off, and then what? The arms unpin? Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. But there's like 4 pins holding the arm in alone. And then there's 3 pins for the chest. And then there's 2 pins for the head. It's ridiculous. It's obscene. So
I guess, I mean, the part count stuff makes sense. I mean, for Siege, looking at it in the store, right? $20. It's like, dang, that's a lot of money for a Transformer, because I remember classics being $10. And I kind of skipped out on a lot of those Titan Returns, Power of the Prime, so I didn't get to see that price hike to the $17.99 ridiculousness. I mean, I saw that, but I certainly wasn't paying that for a Titan's Return figure. But when I think I'm trying to remember who the first one I got was. I don't remember if it was Sideswipe, but I was just really impressed with just how much the quality was better than I thought it was going to be, and it reminded me of the classics quality we had back in the day.
Yeah, the first one I got from Siege was Hound, and it did, like you said, it impressed me. It felt like going back to the original Generations line. So,
yeah.
Let's see. I saw images for the rest of the Studio Series Constructicons line. I guess it looks pretty good. Look, I'm just not a fan of the whole movie. The original toy really just threw me off. Okay, in the movie it didn't look so bad, but the original toy threw me off. I never bought any of those toys. That's why I haven't looked at these Studio Series toys. But this Hightower, I'll be looking at it probably tomorrow. I'll have that uploaded tomorrow or the next day. It's an okay toy. Anyway, so I saw those images. It looks pretty cool all combined, and yeah, so I saw that. What do you guys think about the Studio Series Devastator?
As a non-Studio Series fan who just got his first Studio Series figure, it's a Revenge of the Fallen Devastator. I think it looks cool. I think it looked better in G1 colors, but no. No, I think it looks cool, and I think if the movie fans are happy with it, then that's great. They hit their mark. So
yeah. Oh, another news. That Armada Prime we've been seeing that the prototype.
Yeah.
Now, Takara has said that it's there to gauge a fan response only. They're not saying whether it's going to be a masterpiece or part of the any of the upcoming retail lines. They're not saying which it belongs to yet. It's just been put out to gauge a response. That's it. It's not even much production or anything. It's just there to say ooh and ah. That's it.
Well, they did that with the original Masterpiece Optimus Prime, didn't they? Like, they had a prototype, and they were doing that to gauge response too. Yeah. So they're seeing if there's that's a pretty high quality. I keep thinking of like Christmas Vacation, but it's a pretty high quality item they got for that Armada Prime. I mean, that's a lot of tooling gone into that. Even the original one had a lot of the tooling.
Well, and truthfully, I kind of feel like out of that entire cartoon, who else would you buy if they released it for, say, if they released it for Earthrise, right? Or say that's an upgrade, kind of like how whatever Galactic Patrol Optimus Prime,
Galaxy upgrade.
Yeah, Galaxy upgrade. Like, what if that Armada Prime ends up being in Earthrise as that Prime, as Earth Mode upgrade Prime or something, right? Who else?
I would think Armada Starscream would be the next famous one, other than Hotshot.
And they already did that Hot Shot, or they did a Cybertron or Cyber.
They did
a
Starscream too. In Generations, they did an Armada Starscream as a deluxe, I believe.
But what I'm saying is the gauge interest though for that line, whether it be Masterpiece or Earthrise or whatever. I mean, who else would you put into prototype form to put out there?
Well, aside from maybe an actual Armada Megatron, maybe Cyclonus. I actually like the Cyclonus mold. Okay, I think an upgrade of that Cyclonus would be really awesome because he was my favorite Decepticon outside of the actual toy wise. Megatron was a really good toy, and I love that toy. My favorite character though was Cyclonus and Starscream for the Decepticons. So
I can see that.
Howdy,
Hey, Kato.
Hey, Kato.
What up, Kato, man?
What up?
I'm
not working today. You don't know.
Hey, we look like a
camera's
football team.
There you go.
Like all their emblems and jerseys or something.
I can tell you, I've never been accused of looking like anything like a football team.
Snowcat. Snowcat was actually, he was the upgrade form of Cyclonus, I believe. David, when he got upgraded into Snowcat, and I love that figure. And that figure itself, the Snowcat figure, is an homage to G.I. Joe. Snowcat, I think, was the name of the toy.
Yeah, that was one of the few G.I. Joes I had.
Say again?
I had Snowcat as a Joe.
Nice.
I think. I don't know. Who knows? I've slept between being a kid and now.
Hey, I have a Snowcat now, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got that collection, right?
Yeah, I bought all those G.I. Joe vehicles for like $15.
Nice.
It's not complete, but it's there.
What do y'all think of that Tigertron?
I think the
beautiful.
Tigertron looks amazing.
Yep. Except for the little nose slit on the seam on the bridge of the nose, everything else about it looks perfect. The size,
really bugging you, isn't it?
It really does bug me, man. It's such a simple engineering fix, and it bugs me so bad.
But it may have a purpose.
Well, imagine is he gonna? I mean, imagine if let's say Shockwave, right? Let's say Shockwave, they split down his whole head in half, but everything else is perfect. I'd be like, why did they split the head? Why'd you do that?
He's so intelligent, he needed room to grow.
Maybe he's got a little Tigertron Matrix in there.
That'd be cool.
I'm sure it has a purpose because we all know that as of late, Masterpiece Transformers make perfect sense.
Womp, womp.
Like Bumblebee's pretty feet.
You love Bumblebee's feet. You love that Bumblebee. I mean, Christ, you can't stop talking about it.
Right now, I don't love any Bumblebee.
Oh, you know that latest acquisition. I mean, he never shuts up about it. It's all Bumblebee this, Zeta this, that, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't shut up about it.
Well,
I forget if I commented on it, Kato, but I did watch your review and I watched Alexa's, man. I feel so bad for both of you guys.
I do too. Seriously though, Kato, I'm just kidding around, but man, you got janked on that.
Well, I mean, if you feel really bad, I know a place where you can take one off my hands.
Well, I feel bad, but not that bad because that's not the design I like. Although his helmet, though, I never noticed this until you showed it in your video. That his helmet looks extremely a lot like. I mean, I get it because it's a bee, but looks extremely like an homage to Waspinator's face now.
All right. Did I do that?
Weird.
Did I say that?
No, you didn't say that. I just, when you were putting it on the head, I was just like, man, that looks like Waspinator's face. I mean, I get it because he's a bee, but I just never really put two and two together when I saw it in the movie.
Right on.
I kind of got that right off the bat, but that's just me. I'm old. What do I know?
I'm really hard at picking up on hints. You got to be pretty blunt with me. You know, I got a dinosaur
That's what she
brain
said.
right here.
With a split on the nose, right?
You're right. Yeah, that's where the red comes from, right?
Anyway, so what's up, Kato?
Oh, nothing. Just waiting for some stuff to come in tomorrow, I hope.
I notice you're not larking these days.
No, I had to specifically make sure that I'm logged in to me instead of the Rejecticons. Otherwise, I'd be larking right now. And I wouldn't
So
have, but I noticed that all of you guys were your little icons, and I didn't want to be the only dildo here just with my head shining on the screen.
Well, it's because
it saves on bandwidth.
Is that what it does?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it does save on bandwidth actually, and that's why I do it.
Okay.
Plus, you know, we all got things we're doing behind the camera that I don't really want to know that you're doing behind
You
the
don't
camera.
know that.
I'm looking at you.
Oh, Ninja, that sounds so bad.
I
You
am
don't know what
so
I'm doing
naked
over here.
right now. So naked.
And we just want to, be self-assured that we're all doing, responsible things behind the camera, like playing with our toys.
I'm smoking a
I
fat
didn't
blunt.
say what kind of toys. Just playing with our toys.
I'm smoking a giant blunt right now.
Hey, all right, there you go. See?
Snoop Dogg.
There you go.
And Willie Nelson.
So I got a high tower from Autocorrect Primer as a thank you for being the admin to your Tales from Teletran Facebook group page. And I got to tell you, I kind of like this little guy. He's weird. He's definitely weird.
Whoa. Don't talk about ACP like that.
Not ACP, high tower. Yeesh.
The studio series or the old Robots in Disguise?
Oh, I wish it was the Robots in Disguise. No, it's this guy. No, I have that high tower. That's part of the Build King. Christ, I can't believe I forgot which team he's part of. The Build Team, Build King. But yeah, I got this from them, and it's a cool toy. Although again, I'm not a real big fan of the movie Devastator toys. I like this guy. Yeah, we'll get a review done on him, but yeah, he's okay. I don't like this thing. It pops off at the drop of a hat, but it's like a C clip that they made just a little bit too big. It's like a millimeter.
That's not what you want her to say.
It's a millimeter off.
You know why it's not made well? Because it's studio series, and nothing from studio series is worth a damn.
Somebody feels strongly, coming from a Zeta toy collector.
I know. I'm just bitter right now.
The hate is strong in this one.
That's okay. He likes it. He likes it. If he doesn't, well, that's his problem, not mine.
Yeah, he can get on he can go get on Facebook and complain about it.
That's right.
There you go. Kato, did you happen to catch the beginning of the show so you know what we're referencing here?
I don't know. I don't know what you're referencing about what you're referencing.
Well, I don't even know what I'm referencing most of the time. So hey, here we are.
Yeah, you guys started the stream in a middle of a it said it started at 7:39, but actually didn't post live until 8:08. So you guys kind of started in the middle of a conversation.
No, we kind of backstage. He and I were talking for a bit. I didn't actually start the show until a little after 8. Didn't actually go live.
Oh, yeah.
The broadcast I started around then, so I can get everything ready. And then my laptop lost power because I stupidly forgot to keep an eye on the battery, how much battery life I had. And just as I was about to start the stream, battery died, and I was like, fuck.
To answer your question, no? Question mark?
Yeah. Okay. So very early in the stream, we were talking about idiots who like to ruin everything for everyone else. Yeah. And no matter how much somebody likes something, they've got to come in and kick it. They're the person on the beach who likes to kick everybody's sandcastle down.
Those people are idiots.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Ninja Bill was in rare form too. He was.
I heard like a fraction of what Ninja Bill said, and I agree with him. If you have a problem with somebody else liking something, then you're an asshole.
If you have a problem with somebody else liking something, you're the problem, not the person liking it.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's ridiculous. Like to think that even as reviewers, right? As reviewers, we give opinions on the figures that we buy. Our opinions on figures that we buy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am not in any position to review someone else's opinion.
Right.
Like if you and I reviewed the same exact figure and I thought it was a giant turd and you thought it was the best thing ever, I'm not going to debate why you think that or whether you're right and I'm wrong or vice versa. We're both right. It just is.
Yep.
And thinking anything other than that is a bit, I mean, it's stupid. It's stupid.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I agree with that.
Well, I think Ninja Bill hit the nail on the head earlier. He said that basically, to paraphrase Ninja Bill, you have an elitist attitude about a toy. You're fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I believe what I called them was
don't use
pretentious
the F
bastards.
word here.
I called them pretentious bastards. I believe is what I said.
Well, the paraphrase. Yeah, like I said, the paraphrase.
Yeah, it's ridiculous to think that your opinion about someone else's opinion matters at all.
Yeah,
right.
You'd be foolish to think so.
And I'm hoping that before long, the trend in media and everything in general, when someone says you're wrong and you're stupid and all that, and you've offended me and all this, I want everyone's response to be so.
Yeah.
I don't want apologies. I don't want people to say, "Oh, I'm sorry I offended you," or "I'm sorry that you disagree with me." The response should always be, "So." Who cares? Go somewhere and be offended. Go somewhere and disagree with me. It doesn't matter.
Well, my thing is I miss the days when an argument was actually an argument and not a dick measuring contest, because that's what it's come down to a lot of times, and a lot of fandoms, not just the Transformers fandom, okay, a lot of other fandoms, and it's sad that it's become this uber competitive, overly pretentious sack of ending hell.
Yeah, and the thing is, even when there is an argument to be had,
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, even when there is an argument to be had, like if you're genuinely trying to have a debate with someone, right, about why. Now, if two people enter into a conversation and they're going, "This is why I think this figure is awesome," or anything, we'll just stick to figures because that's what we do, and they are arguing why the opposite is true, right? At some point, if you're wrong, it's like people are afraid to stop and say, "You know what? You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I was wrong about that."
Yeah.
They would rather stay stubborn and knowing they're wrong, keep pushing their argument, and that's when things get crazy and personal, and they leave the argument altogether, and things go, "Well, you're an idiot." And okay, what does that have to do with what we were talking about? Nothing, because you don't have an argument anymore. You're not debating anymore. Now you're just pissed. Rather than saying, "You know what? You're right. I see your point of view. I get that. I think I was wrong about that." Like,
welcome to the stream, Green. By the way, welcome to the chat, Green. I just saw you pop in.
I think sometimes people confuse, because I think sometimes people confuse an argument and a debate, because debates are really more of kind of like, here's my opinion, or here's these evidence of facts, here's this evidence of facts. Let's try to convince each other to either one or the other side, or if not that, then just explain kind of like, well, this is why I like this. This is why I like the Constructicons being all green, or this is why I like the Constructicons being, like look like a gorilla with balls underneath it, or, this is why I like, the Constructicons yellow because I grew up with Generation 2, like those are kind of different viewpoints and debating that out, so that's kind of a difference between an argument of like, well, you're stupid for liking Generation 1, or you're stupid for liking Bayverse, or you're stupid for not even watching Beast Wars, or any of that stuff, right? Like that's not an that's not a debate. That's just cutting them down because you don't see their viewpoint.
One-sided opinion with utterly no regard for any other opinion.
And the problem with that is there's no counter argument to that. There's nothing you can say. Like there's no way to combat that. You know what I mean? Like when it gets so vague and just simply argumentative for the sake of arguing, there's no winning against somebody like that because they're not thinking logical anymore. They just want to take stabs, and at that point, it's just like, I'm out. I got time for this.
It's time to walk away.
And I don't even.
There's no losses to be had there. It's not take your losses and walk. No. At that point, the loss was yours for even trying to talk to somebody who clearly has no care for your opinion.
Right, and it's funny that recently, I don't really enter into all that stuff. I really don't. Like, I want to because I want to just. If someone's being an asshole, I want to call them out. But it's the internet, and that doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. So I just the other day, and I won't go into what the comment was. I commented on something. It was a video that I just made a kind comment on.
I saw that.
And
that's so funny.
Somebody climbs into and leaves this paragraph underneath my comment about the subject, I guess, kind of the subject at hand. But there was so no need for what they said. Like it didn't add to the conversation. It didn't do anything. All it did was basically say it did a little mocking moment and I'm an idiot. And hey, at least your opinion doesn't hurt anyone. So thumbs up, kind of smart ass backhanded comment. And I was sitting there and I was like, I want to type something to this guy. But it's not going to do any good. So I just didn't. I let him, now he can be somewhere thinking, haha, I told that guy off. And now, to me, it was just, and I wanted to. The girlfriend actually stopped me and said, no, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. Because it's not. And so she was my little angel on the shoulder saying, just let it go. And, so I was just like, what good came out of anything that guy said? And I mean, the answer is no.
You got his salt up, and he felt he had to justify himself, and by justifying, I meant overpower you. And it's a good thing there's almost no point in ever responding to trolls like that. It's a fruitless endeavor.
If you knew the comment I was talking about, it's a fairly common thing for people to say. Like if what I said was kind, it was just a way to say that I was feeling a certain way about a certain thing. And, the guy came in, trolled, insult, like backhanded insult, and and then carried on. And it's not an uncommon conversation. When you say what I said, it's not uncommon for someone to say what he said. And the only reason I'm not mentioning exactly where that was is because I don't want the guy to have any more attention than he deserves. And,
there you go. There you go. David Hill says, next time hit me up so I can be the devil on your other shoulder.
Don't worry. I got that covered.
Well, I had seen a comment, and I'm not going to name it out or nothing like that, but it wasn't about a figure, right, Kato? No, it was about something else.
Yep.
Then it was that one I saw. Yeah, I thumbs up yours, and I was going to reply something, and I realized, whoa.
Yeah, so
you end up getting into, because I was just like, you don't say that.
You'd be drawn into
you're an asshole. Yeah. So I was just like, nope. Kato didn't say nothing, I'm not gonna say nothing because that person's not worth our time because he's a negative. Somebody just wants to be negative.
So moving on, some other news. Before go ahead into it.
I was just gonna say the real quick. The other day I had a similar experience, and what I just simply said, look, I'm all down for intelligent conversation. I am all down for us to sit at a table and just talk both sides, whatever. No malice, no nothing. I'm all down for, like I said, an intelligent conversation. Until you can do that, leave me alone. Just don't interact with me at all.
There you go.
Be done.
Yeah.
And like I said, the crazy thing, this had nothing to do with Transformers at all.
Yeah.
It was on a Transformer related. Well, it was on a Transformer related channel, but it was completely not about that. It was about something completely different.
But people are looking for that argument, that fight, right?
Yeah.
That the argument he was bringing up was like just to tear you down. Like,
yeah, there was no benefit. No, there was no conversation to it.
There's no common ground, no nothing. The whole statement was just to tear you down, and I was just like,
he basically climbed into the comment section to say, "Hey, you're an idiot for believing what you believe, but hey, at least you're not hurting anybody." And it was like, so why the fuck are you even here? What? But anyway, carry on, NinjaBill.
Okay, so last week I had Arbitrary Hero as my guest on the show to talk about the Extra Life Challenge. One question I forgot to bring up to have him talk about was, and he is a huge proponent of the Transformers TCG game. And one thing I wanted to ask him about so that other people would know about it is the online version of that game through the OCTGN app. It's a downloadable software or online software called OCTGN, and I think that's OCTGN.com if I'm not mistaken. I could be, but anyway, it allows you to play the Transformers trading card game online. So just so that information is now out there, I forgot to include that last week, and I'll beat myself about it later. Beat myself up. Let me rephrase that.
Oh, brother.
Kato, I'm glad Kato didn't catch on.
Oh, I got it.
Safe. No, damn it. Now I feel guilty.
This is why we have safe words.
That's good. That's good to know, though, because I enjoy trading card games. What I don't enjoy is math. So, like, I loved playing Magic the Gathering on the Xbox or the PlayStation because, it did all the math for you. So if the online trading card, I would definitely play. I would hope that they would release like a console version of Transformers trading card game. I think that would be a blast.
See if I can find it real quick and include a link in the comments here while you guys talk.
Add some cool animations, kind of like what the Magic the Gathering online game does. I think that could be really fun.
And to be fair to NinjaBill, I play the TCG, the physical TCG, and I was on the show last week, and I forgot to talk to him about it.
Yeah, you did. Notice how I turned the blame away from me onto you?
Yeah, no, totally. I saw that. No, it's cool. But hey, you know what? I'll take
the blame. You under the bus?
Hey, no, it's okay. Look, baby girl, I'll be your shield whenever you need it, okay? All right?
I was quick to throw somebody under the bus because I knew I fucked up.
Dare I say that makes me your white knight?
Yeah, no.
That was terrible.
Excuse me while I get a drink. A really harsh one.
Just remember, NinjaBill, you can beat yourself up, but it's always better to have somebody beat you up.
Yeah, that way you could sue them.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Trying to find this damn link. I had it, and now I can't find it. But anyway, have you seen, Kato, have you seen the look at the new Tigertron RC and Lio Convoy MPs?
Yeah. Yes. I think RC looks great. I think she's terribly mistransformed and she has sagging boob syndrome, so they need to fix that. But I think that's just a poorly transformed piece. But I saw a mock-up. Someone did like a digital mock-up. I'm sure it was Photoshop or whatever, but of it, if it was in the right place and transformed, and it looks fantastic. Tigertron, again, no real connection to a lot of Beast Wars characters, even though I love the series. I need to watch it again. But it was just when I was starting to like get a job, so I didn't get into Beast Wars that much. But I think Tigertron looks amazing. If it is in fact 24,000 yen, I'm sure there is an audience for that figure. It probably won't be me, but it might be.
Just real quick, I finally found that link. I did post it there in the comments. It's actually www.octgn.net. So not .com, .net. And I included that in there. Basically, you go to that site and, you do what you got to do to join or register, log in, etc. So there you go, folks. And that is a way, especially like me, because I have Arbitrary Hero has sent me 2 decks, but I have no one to play the game with. And this is one way to solve that problem. If, like me, you're the only Transformer fan within 150 miles of you. So
there's not even any local comic shops or anything like that nearby.
Oh, me, the nearest one is, I think, about 65 miles away.
The game is very much like, I mean, when it started, I mean, now they're doing tournaments and stuff, but it was very much grassroots. And it was like the smallest comic shops were starting up like little fandoms for people because it was the brand new thing, you know?
So I just know that for me, it's about an hour and a half drive from here before I get to a comic shop. And, you know, again, that's my thing, is because I live out in the middle of the country, you know. There are miles and miles and miles and miles of, when it's nighttime, the only lights you see are from other farms. That's where I live, okay, in the middle of cornfields in Iowa, corn and soybean fields. So,
NinjaBill, why you gotta live up to the stereotype in Iowa?
Well, because it's actually a nice, quiet, comfortable life. Except for the dust. Oh, and the pig farms. Good God. I wish to God they wouldn't have built that pig farm just north of us, because, man, a good northeast wind, and you were smelling every damn hog on that site all day long, all night long, into the next day. Good Lord. You have to wear a breathing mask just to survive. You could lock up your house, seal it airtight, and still be smelling them damn hogs. Ugh.
Well, NinjaBill, you now have somebody to play with. I just downloaded this thing, and I will install it after this live stream.
Nice.
So when you play that online, do you use the card you already have, or
I don't know, to be honest. I haven't used it. Who we need here to explain it more is Cameron. He could explain it really well. I did invite him to the show tonight, but apparently he was busy, so. But he could explain it really well. Maybe next weekend I can get him to come on and explain it. So, will that suffice there, Kato?
No.
Okay, dick.
I would think that you could, because I don't even think, is there even anything, there's little symbols, but there's not like a specific like QR code or anything on them, right? They don't do that on the new ones, do they, input?
Like a QR code? No.
I don't think they have anything like that on there. So, because the ones I have aren't like that, but it's beautiful art though.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, later, Thors, have it. And David Hill said, pig farms are a great resource for your serial killer. No, what pig farms is, you know what they call that smell that I said we were gagging on? That's called the smell of money. No, that's called the smell of money. That's exactly what it's called. It'll burn your throat just breathing the air around it. But that is literally called the smell of money. Because pig farms are nothing but money banks, okay? They are. They really, really. If you want a quick way to make a fucking buck and a lot of damn money, because you have to spend money to make money, that goes without saying, it's pig farming. Because Jesus, Pete, and Mother Holy, are they fucking money makers.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that. You're 100% right.
Let me tell you, the pig farming is that's money. That's money because everybody loves fucking bacon in this goddamn country.
Hell yeah. Thick cut center bacon. That's what I like.
Damn straight, baby. That bacon.
I'm a vegan.
Oh, the hell you are. You know you love that bacon.
I doubt that.
I don't believe that at all.
You won't take my word for it?
Nope.
Nope.
Pixar didn't
talk
have
about eating bacon. You talked about eating bacon.
Okay. So, Kato, if you were a vegan, you wouldn't drink any kind of soda. You would be having your Avion or your Dasani water, and you would be like, "This is the best water ever."
Mountain Dew is vegan. Everybody knows that.
No, actually,
it comes from a mountain goat. It's straight up urine from a mountain goat. That's why it so wakes you up. You know, it's not just caffeine.
It is the dew from a mountain. It doesn't get more vegan than that.
And if anyone in the chat believes that, we've got a mountain to sell you.
And a bridge to nowhere.
And it has a lot of dew on it.
David Hill says, Kato, we can't hang out if you're vegan.
That's okay. I don't like hanging out with people anyway.
That's cool. People don't like hanging out with you either, so it's like a win-win for both you guys.
Oh.
Firebite 27, welcome to this chat, and he says, who the hell doesn't love bacon? Crazy people, actually. Serial murderers. That's who doesn't love bacon. Serial murderers. Unless, of course, they're cannibals. Then they do love bacon, just not the kind of bacon that we all like.
Wait, but I don't like bacon.
You love bacon.
I do love bacon.
You know, it's kind of, it's not, you know, like an everyday thing, but
I was going to say, he lives in Texas. There's no damned way. Input does not love bacon.
But there's like one morning, my wife was making breakfast, and it was like a Saturday or something, and I was just kind of, I usually sleep in on Saturdays, and I could smell the bacon, and I was like, oh, this is like, I could wake up to this smell every day. It's just
now I know you're lying. Now I know you're lying because Raptors don't get married.
Raptors don't get married.
They don't make rings in your size, dude. So,
dude, they mate for life. Where do you think those claws go?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
Oh boy! And away we go.
So Wolfemus says. He says that he. Oh wait, hold on. No, Firebite. I'm sorry. Firebite says that he loves bacon. He just hates extremely crispy bacon. I love crispy bacon, but I don't like burnt bacon, and I don't like rubbery kind of turkey bacon. I don't like that, but I do like me some crispy bacon.
I do love my bacon.
Bacon is not a thing. Turkey bacon is a made-up thing to satisfy some consumer that barely understands what bacon is.
You know, David Hill, I got to say this real quick, man. This is the reason why I love you, because you keep it old school. He's got an oceanside property in Utah to sell. It's been a long time since I've heard that one. So,
oceanfront property in Arizona.
Yep.
Arizona Bay.
There you go. There's a song, Kato.
From my front porch, I can see the sea.
Yep.
I got a house on a lake in Salt Lake. There you go.
But I do like my bacon burnt to a crisp. That's how I like it.
I pretty much like any bacon.
Yeah. Bacon.
I can tell you this much: in Europe, they have no idea how to do bacon.
I can believe that.
Now I don't know about that. I've been to both France and England, and I got to tell you what, England knows some bacon. Well, it depends where you're at and what you're eating there, but England knows bacon.
Floppy. They I think that's the real reason we left them in 1776.
Your bacon sucks.
Your bacon sucks. We're out of here.
I don't know.
I want the freedom to make my crispy bacon.
Taxation without representation is theft. Your bacon sucks.
Taxation
like,
without
look,
any representation, and damn you for the bad bacon.
At the Constitutional Convention, they were all like, okay, look, we all love bacon, but we can't put this in here, okay? We just can't, guys.
Let's blame it on the tea.
Yeah. That wasn't tea they threw in the harbor.
No, it was the food. They were like, screw y'all on this food, man. We're going to the forest and shoot us some fucking turkeys, you assholes.
I remember there was some kind of...
We're going to make our own country where we have overweight kids and really stupid parents who always bitch about gluten. Yeah.
I will say this. The stereotype of America being the only overweight country is also wrong.
Oh yeah,
I can tell you that is an American stereotype that is taken off in the same way that all Canadians are nice. Both of those stereotypes are untrue.
Well, what's the other Canadian stereotype? If French is the only language you speak in Canada, you're an asshole. That's the other stereotype for that too.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one before, but yeah.
I'm not saying that all Canadians are assholes either. Just to be
no.
clear.
What is it? What's Quebec? Quebec is the French part of Canada.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't want my Canadian friends. I don't want my Canadian friends like GotBot to get on here and tell me
Hey, I'm just stating stereotypes. You stated it. I'm stating it. It's a natural flow and progression of conversation. I don't appreciate you lying on me to other people there, Mr. Cato.
Well, I didn't say you
said that. So there was a meme I saw a while back, and I wish I'd kept it because I love sweet tea. And they were showing like the Boston Tea Party where all these, all the revolutionaries were throwing the tea over the boat and stuff, and just like, and it had like a little caption that said, and it's just like, and this is tea we don't drink because it's not sweet. And then it's just like that's true. That's exactly what it all started at. They wanted some sugar. We came here for sugar cane. We ended up in New England and Newfoundland for some reason instead of ending up in Cuba. So.
And underneath the image, it said hashtag Southern problems.
There's
a northern colony, probably.
There's no such thing as unsweet tea, only unfinished tea.
Right? Amen, brother. I like 8 ounces of 8 ounces of tea, or 8 ounces of brewed tea to 1 cup of sugar. That's what I like right there.
And just to show it, I'm drinking sweet tea out of a Bumblebee cup from the Bumblebee.
Sweet.
To be a bit of a heretic here, I actually, I've been getting tea from England, and I prefer tea from England more than American tea. I'm just gonna go back over my little corner.
That's okay.
Nice,
I prefer bubble tea myself.
Bumble tea.
Bubble tea's
bubble.
Good. Bubble. Yeah. Bubble tea's good.
Yes.
They always want to put that in like everything I get. Like if I go to some takeout place or whatever, it's like, you want some boba? And I was like, no, I don't know. It's just a vanilla shake. Stop giving me boba in my vanilla shake.
30 years. I was drinking it before it became a trend. I've been drinking it for 30 plus years, damn it. And all these trendy motherfuckers can just kiss my ass and give thanks to my glory. Or something like that.
David Hill in chat says all Canadians suck except for Dennis Moulton. That man is a treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so there's 3 more to add on to that list, David Hill. TF Fan Page 101, Laura Legends, and the Lazy Eyebrow Reviewer.
Okay,
those are the other 3 good Canadians too.
I'm gonna add 2 more to that list.
Okay.
Bret the Hitman Hart and the Ayatollah of rock and or rolla himself.
Oh yeah.
Le Champion Chris Jericho.
Oh, and Michael Mercy. Isn't Michael Mercy Canadian as well?
Yeah, Michael Mercy is
other
like
YouTuber
in the world.
Yeah.
Is he?
He's awesome.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't keep up with where people are from.
I have no idea.
I can.
I don't know. I don't know anything about sports.
It's pro wrestling, so
Sports entertainment.
good.
Well, mine was YouTube.
Well, I guess that's not really sports. I guess it's more like comedic entertainment. You know, now you told me what it was.
It's sports entertainment.
I will add
Comedic entertainment. That's sports, really? Are they actually actively doing anything sports related?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. Would it qualify for an Olympic wrestling?
sports entertainment.
It's sports entertainment.
So not really sports then.
Well,
other than being called sports entertainment.
I'm kidding, people. I know. I used to watch the WWF way back when. I haven't watched it in probably 20 years now, but I used to be all about Hulk Hogan and Sting and the was awesome. I miss him already. Macho Man Randy Savage. He was my hero, my personal hero.
Yeah,
I would also like to add
hero, and he's big. Yeah.
I would like to add Brandon Jackson, the comic strip writer that I had on Cato's Collection Presents. Another comedian who's very awesome and very funny.
Oh, and Wolverine. We can add him too.
Yeah, we can add Wolverine. I was just about to say that. No, honestly, I really was.
Wait. No, doesn't count. Hugh Jackman was an Australian, not a Canadian. Unless
we're talking about the character Wolverine.
Yeah, but we're talking about Wolverine, not Hugh Jackman.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Hugh Jackman did portray Wolverine.
Yeah, but in real life, Wolverine portrays Wolverine.
There you go.
What was the show about again?
Anything that came to mind, really. So, Cato, what comes to mind?
Oh, crap. Nothing.
Don't you love it when I put you on the spot like that?
If you're waiting on to come to this mind, the show is over.
So I got this. So I think this is my second Shockwaves Lab add-on kit. I think this one is SL48. That's for Siege Megatron. It gives him two things. This is totally random, right? It's like you guys are like, what? It's like, so it gives him two things. It gives him a missile launcher on his tank, and it gives him the heart of Cybertron that you can put underneath his head, so he doesn't go full turtle when he transforms. Even in the tank mode, it doesn't go full turtle.
You never go full turtle.
Nope, never go full turtle.
Unless you're Green Turtle.
He said he changed his name to Green, though, in the chat, and I was just like, but I missed the turtle.
And David says, Bill showed his wrestling datedness by calling it WWF. Well, see, that's how much I don't watch it anymore. Apparently, it's got a new name. I mean,
well,
okay, change their brand.
A bunch of hippies sued them.
Well, I would tell NinjaBill to get the F out, but I don't think he'd get that reference. And I think I just dated myself too, but whatever.
I honestly, okay, so they changed their brand name, really? You know, Hasbro's kept Transformers for 35 plus years, and the WWF couldn't hold on to three letters.
So this is what happened. So they were sharing the name with the World Wildlife Fund, and they were the World Wrestling Federation. So they came to an agreement with the World Wildlife Fund that they could not use the initials WWF outside of America. Well, they found out they were using those initials outside of America and sued, and World Wildlife Fund won the full rights to WWF, and WWF changed their name to WWE. They did the whole slogan, the whole campaign called Get the F Out. And so, yeah, that's why they changed the name. Now, here's the flip side to the World Wildlife Fund. WWE handed them a blank check and said, fill it out, and so that way we can keep WWF. We're sorry about this. You know, we air TV over there. We just didn't want to go through the confusion. They basically handed them a blank check, said, fill it out, and World Wildlife Fund told them to go F themselves. So... kind of, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the World Wildlife Fund doing that, because that could have been a crap ton of money and pandas saved and whatever else they do.
Pandas saved.
Like I said, yeah, like I said, they got sued by a bunch of hippies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here's this little kid. I think if you guys can see that, this is a little missile launcher that goes on top of Siege Megatron's little peg for his blast effect. Wow. It has two of them underneath it. It's like a 5mm, and then it has a little small peg. So you can put that on there. It kind of rotates, but it's not really meant to.
Now, you said you got the Heart of Cybertron with that one as well. That lights up green,
yes.
doesn't it?
It does, yes. So underneath him, under his little turtle poking head, so like this is as far down as it's going to go. And it's perfect. But underneath there, might have to somewhat transform him around. Get this out of the way. But underneath here is a little Heart of Cybertron. If you can see that, let me bring a flashlight. It's probably, is that better? Is that clear? I can't tell.
Not really.
Yeah, zoom.
It's too close.
Zoom.
No, like lose the. There you go. There you go.
Okay, yeah. That's a little bit better.
Yeah, so that shows that little part, and there's a green LED there. I don't have a battery for it, so that's why I can't show the light.
Still,
but in theory, you put that on the back of the rocket thing, because the back of the rocket thing is hollow, which I kind of guess I knew, but I didn't expect it. But the little light will show through here, so it'll be like a targeting light for the missiles. It'll shine right through.
Clever.
It's pretty neat.
How much did that run you?
This one, I think, I'm trying to remember. Did I buy it? I think it was only like $12.99 on eBay, I think. But it was from eBay seller called 2018 Auto Parts. And he's actually has like his equipment, his shipment sends from like California, and then it ships out. So it's kind of like he has like a Chinese post office in America, but all of his stuff is shipped over here, and then it's shipped out to everybody else in the U.S.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. But he's gotten low on stock because of all the Chinese stuff, all the coronavirus and everything.
All right, let's see. What is that? What you said that was what lab?
SL-48.
Shockwave Labs.
2018 Auto Parts is the Shockwave's Lab. 2018 Auto Parts is the seller.
All right. That might be a future review video. Maybe.
Yeah, I just ordered the version. I think the version you got input for the Impactor. I got both the comic, which is the gray one or something, and then the yellow one as well for Impactor. And I got those little add-on parts coming to me, but it'll probably be a month before I see them.
I got that one as well for my Impactor. Now, something you may not be aware of, Crimson, is that it'll come with some extra little pieces, modular kits. What they are is connectors for the original Diaclone, the newer Diaclone toys. So, but you can glue them together, and they make for excellent little blasters.
So I saw your review about them too, or mentioned it. No, Input I think mentioned what you'd said about that as well.
We actually both did at the same time.
I think those are actually, they have another purpose as well, because I remember somebody talking about them when they were first showing up, and they're supposed to be used to take two siege brunts, and you put them together like through their shoulder or arm ports or whatever, and that creates a rack and ruin if you repaint brunt in green. So it's supposed to have a dual purpose of that.
Actually, I thought about that because you mentioned that yesterday, I think it was, or during the live stream or something, during Tales from Teletran, which is live now every 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central Standard Time over on my YouTube
I better
channel.
change the time. I say 8 p.m. on the Facebook. I better change that.
And we also have a Facebook group called Tales from Teletran. So if you guys want to join in on the fun, be sure to join that Facebook group. Anyway, so I glued one set together to make the NinjaBill Pistol of Death and Destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And the other set I didn't glue, and I took the brunt that I do have, and I took the arm off and stuff, and I think you're 100% right on that because everything fits in there fine. My only thing with the Rack and Ruin is, off the top of my head, I think Rack and Ruin only has 2 legs, not 4.
Yes, he has 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 heads.
Yeah, so he's got 2
So
arms,
technically, you could take off the
legs
too. I think. Can't you take those off in that direction, or does it? I'm not open my Siege Brunt, so that's why I can't try it.
Well, okay, so here's the problem with that, is that Brunt disconnects from the knee and the knee only. He doesn't disconnect from the hip.
Yep.
Huh.
So I don't know.
Can you turn them?
Well, yes, but then you'd still have 4 legs.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like he ends up with 4 legs because to get that leg, I guess, like you can't position it correctly is what I'm saying.
Okay,
for him
so
to have 2 legs.
So
what I'm saying is, can Brunt make the Van Damme split with his legs? So if those 2 split, then they could connect, maybe.
Hold on. No, NinjaBill. That's what I'm saying. NinjaBill's about to show you because the leg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the leg only disconnects at the knee.
The knee. This is where it disconnects. The hips are on universals on this main point right here.
Yeah.
So even if you turned it sideways, you'd still end up with 2 legs. So there's nothing you could do.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the only thing about that. Like I said, I tried it today, and I just it might work.
Well, there's somebody who. Let me see if I can find that picture because there's a guy that I think he's in the Philippines or Malaysia or something that I always forget exactly where, but I know he's not in China. But he talks about he's been doing a lot of the War Dawn customs, like the War Dawn episode of G1 and then customs of the Siege figures into him.
Yeah,
and he made a Rack and Ruin. I'm wondering if I can find that picture.
For me, I'd just buy the Cyberverse Deluxe Rack and Ruin and be satisfied with that. I'm going to be completely honest. If you want a Rack and Ruin in your collection, don't buy an add-on kit for a Siege figure. Just buy the Cyberverse one because it'll be good enough for your collection. I mean, honestly, I'm not a big Rack and Ruin fan, so it'll be just good enough for my collection. That's just me, though. That's not saying that's everybody else. For me, I'm just going to buy a Cyberverse Rack and Ruin, be happy with that deluxe, because the new deluxes aren't really that bad. And, yeah.
Okay, so I found the picture.
Welcome in, Steve Evans.
Welcome into Inutabi.
Oh, yeah.
And
I said hi to Inutabi, too, so. Yeah, I did see the Rack and Ruin. Okay, so he does have 4 legs, even on this custom.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well. Maybe they'll run faster.
2 more legs makes them run faster. So the horse analogy there, right? Okay, got it.
Well, and then and here's the other thing. Even if you, I just grabbed mine, and even if you really wanted to do a 2-leg Rack and Ruin, that hip area is not screwed together. It is glued together. So you would have to break that glue, and hopefully nothing breaks on the inside just to pull that one leg out.
Yeah.
So.
But again, like I said, just wait for the Cyberverse one. I mean, they said they're going to be releasing one in the deluxe Cyberverse Deluxe. So, if you want a Rack and Ruin, just wait for the Cyberverse Deluxe to come out. Boom. There's your daddy.
Yep.
I'm surprised we even saw that character in Cyberverse. That seems they're getting really obscure with bringing in new stuff, and I really like that.
I do too. I think this Rack and Ruin might be a gauge to see if an Earthrise version might be worth it or not.
Ooh, I hadn't thought about that. They do have a drift and in the Cyberverse. I don't know if they're going to be bringing out his character in Cyberverse. I haven't read anything yet. I mean, I still have the RID Arctic. What the hell is it? Arctic Drift which is a cool toy, I think. But
Well, they
I could
have
see
a drift and a deadlock inside the version.
Yeah. They had deadlock too. I had almost forgotten about that.
Yeah,
But I
definitely.
do want that Rack and Ruin. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I definitely want. All I was gonna say is that I want that Rack and Ruin because it's another wrecker and it's the first Rack and Ruin official Rack and Ruin figure.
There you go.
I mean, I'm all about some Transformers history. So.
Mm-hmm.
And David
You
Hill.
know, would be. What? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just David Hill says in chat, sounds like another input custom job. I agree. I just got to break out the green spray paint.
I'm a little surprised that nobody's done a custom of quote unquote Big Red, which is that character that's in the very first panel of the Transformers Marvel comic. That's
Big Red.
Once you open it. And
yeah.
I always thought the Power of the Prime's Inferno looked awfully close to Big Red.
Trying to remember Big Red. I'm trying to remember it.
I think
somewhere.
I think that would be more along the lines of like a TFCC type of situation more than a Hasbro situation for them to make something like that. But honestly, that Power of the Prime's Inferno to me is Fire Chief. So.
Yeah. Well, I like Inferno. The Power of the Prime's Inferno for me is my Inferno. He's the only one I got aside from the Energon Inferno. So for me, I was really satisfied with getting a new Inferno. But if they bring out, and I'm pretty sure they will, in like second wave or so, bring out recolor of a grapple. I need Inferno. And I've always liked the toy. I've got a thing about fire engines. I just think they're cool. Ambulances too. Most emergency vehicles. I gotta have them in my life. That's why the Protectobots were my favorite combination, gestalt, combiner, whatever you want to call them, gestalt. It's because I just like emergency vehicles, and even though Blades, I don't quite. It's like he's a helicopter. How do you have a freaking motorcycle? That bugged me when I was a kid too. Not as an adult, as a kid, it's like he's a motorcycle. That helicopter is 4 times his size, and he's a leg, and Blades is an arm. How does that work out? But then it is the cartoon, and scale went out the window in the first episode. So there you go.
Mass shifting. David Hill is looking for someone to throw an image up. And he also says he's looking for a G1 Inferno to carry his Siege Red Alert.
There you go.
Yeah, I think I don't know. There's always something about the Fensor and the Protectobots. I'm right there with you, NinjaBill. Especially to me, it was more like an underdog kind of situation where here's this traffic motorcycle cop on the team. So full well he's got to be the biggest badass on the team, because if he wasn't, why would he pick a motorcycle? You know what I mean? Like he picked the thing that can't take a hit. He picked the thing that can't take a punch, right? Like he picked the smallest vehicle to transform into. He's smaller than Bumblebee in vehicle mode, right?
Yeah.
He's got to be the biggest threat. So
yeah, another reason I always kind of liked Groove as he is I was also a big fan of an old television show called Chips. So
yeah,
you folks may not be aware of it.
Is that the one that had Eric Estrada in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
California Highway Patrol. And they rode motorcycles, police motorcycles, to be exact. And yeah, so I've always kind of liked emergency vehicles. It's a thing. So, and besides, I would love to have I never saw the Combiner Wars Protectobots set or individual toys anywhere. I would love to have that one, but I've had through the various years, various releases of the Protectobot characters here and there. Like, for example, I love this Blades.
Oh, dude!
Sure, he doesn't combine.
Yeah.
Sure, he doesn't combine, but I love this toy. It's a reuse of the evac mold.
Yep.
Was it evac? Yes, it was evac.
Yeah.
And I love this blade. I just love the look of this toy. It's one of my favorite toys. I was just like, wow, I love it.
At the time, because I was pretty young at the time, but I was just like, I really wanted that figure, and I was just like, man, that looks so good. But I was just like, maybe I could take because I think it was before the Protectabot Hotspot Inferno recolor, because I think that was later on in Reveal the Shield. But when that came out, I was just like, man, I really want to get that. And then I could take an Inferno, transform him into Hotspot, and then they ended up doing that anyway.
Yeah, there you go. And he's so full of gimmicks, and it's just awesome. I love this toy, and it looks so cool. All the nice little branding on him. I'm not sure my camera will pick all that up, but great stuff. Written on the side, tons of paint. Tons of awesome on this toy. I loved it. So I've always been a big fan of rescue vehicles, and just that's why I had to have this toy. I had to have him. And that's why I like Ratchet the best too. He's an ambulance, and I'm just automatically fell in love with the character. So
my version of Defensor is going to be Mastermind Creations Defensor that's going to be coming up after I finish their Bruticus.
Are you sure you don't want Zeta?
I guarantee I don't want Zeta. As thrilled as I am with Mastermind Creations, I'll stick to that.
And NinjaBill in chat is asking that mold, that blades that you have there, NinjaBill. That was also Springer and Galvatron, Shatterglass Galvatron.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about the other two. Welcome, Steve Evans, by the way, in the chat. I said, welcome Steve Evans in the chat, and he says, I lost it. Okay. Ever since they made Barricade a police vehicle, I've been a fan of him. Plus, he's a con, so there's that. Steve Evans has made no secret that he is a big Decepticon fanboy, and that's okay by us.
Totally fine.
Let me see if I can do this without breaking something.
Breaking something?
There you go, David Hill. There's your red alert, or your Inferno holding up red alert.
Nice.
I even got the little G1 wings on the back of them, but they're taped with painter's tape, so.
That's okay, though. I mean.
Still cool.
Yeah.
It'd be like, Inferno, where are you, Inferno? I need you to hold me. Hold me, Inferno, please.
I like it when you call me Big Papa. I've been wanting to pick up a second one of those, man. Second Inferno, or not Inferno, Red Alerts to make Clamp Down. Siege.
I want that oversized.
Do it.
Oversized Inferno, or the oversized red hotspot. Actually, is what it is. But I would love to have that, and then custom that. With a bit more of the Inferno flair. I want that OS Combiner Wars set. I really, really do.
I want to know why no one has 3D printed or 3D at least put it up like on Thingiverse or something, a remold of the Power of the Primes Inferno chest to look like how it's supposed to look like on the package, because it looked like Hasbro was going to make him a new chest that had blue on it and didn't have the little yellow nipples on them. But
I could have sworn I saw one in Shapeways. I could have sworn I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I saw one on Shapeways.
I sent you an email, NinjaBill. So if you do find, if you look it up, send me that link. I'll go check it out, because I've been looking for one like that.
But I could have sworn I saw one on Shapeways. I'll look it up.
Well, so I know that. I'm sorry. Go ahead and input.
I was just gonna say, if you guys end up needing anything, I'm gonna get a 3D printer here soon. So if you guys find anything on Thingiverse, I'm just throwing this out there for you guys. Throw me the file, and I'll be able to print it, and I'll just send it out for you guys.
There you go. There you go. There
That'd be cool.
Go. Yeah. So I'm hoping that we get a new combiner aside from the Takara Mall exclusive, C-Cons, because as awesome as they look, and don't get me wrong, anybody in the chat or here on the show, but I've never been a big fan of that combiner, so it doesn't do nothing for me. But I would love a new Protectobots team. Damn it, because I missed out on the combiner wars.
So the only, me too, because I had Defense Wars as a kid, and the only one I didn't have was Streetwise, the police car, and what was so funny is like I had First Aid, but I was like, it would have been funny if I had Streetwise but not First Aid, and then I could have just replayed that Ultimate Weapon episode where he First Aid, abandons the Autobots for a little while, and I could just replay that over and over again as a kid. But I loved First Aid, and he kind of acted as my stand-in Ratchet because we never had Ratchet as a kid, my older brother and I.
As one would do if they didn't have any Ratchets.
Mm-hmm. You're and fine. I want that Combiner Wars version of it, but people are asking crazy prices, and unfortunately, and we can call them dirty KOs like Kato does, but it's one of those things where I want the official version of the Protectobots because I love the Protectobots that much, but I'm so willing to get a KO of them just to have them.
I think he only calls them dirty KOs because of me. I could be wrong about that. He also why he calls it dirty third party is because of me. But
no,
I'm one of those
NinjaBill. No one's that. I wouldn't do it just because of you. I do it because it's kind of the mentality, and it makes me feel happier when I buy something that is dirty.
You like buying the dirty things. We get you.
Yeah, I've been shopping on Adam and Eve while the mic was muted. So.
Oh, yeah.
Now we know why he really wants Omega Supreme. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh. He likes rockets. He likes to ride the rockets, folks. He likes to ride the rockets. No, I'm not going in there, Sarkato.
What do you mean you're not going there?
Get it, girl.
Let's see here. In chat says, I think I saw something about it on the Facebook group, TIP and such. I think there's a fire convoy. Yeah, he says, I think there's a fire convoy in the works. Fire convoy official or is it third party? Because if it's
there's a third party Banana Force one, but
which sucks.
Because I don't even think it transforms. Yeah, it doesn't transform.
It doesn't transform, and they didn't. They have such. Me and Crimson have both talked about this before. It was such a missed opportunity to have a ladder accessory for that.
Agreed.
Yep.
Dude, when they announced that figure and I saw the prototypes, I was hyped for that figure. And the only thing I kept saying, I was like, okay, that ladder's got to be there. I mean, how hard is it to make a ladder, right?
Exactly.
And when that figure came out, it didn't have a ladder. And I was like, well, that's not Fire Convoy now, is it? That's, I don't know. Yeah. It's Nemesis Fire Convoy or whatever, It's some clone or something. They just didn't have a ladder on Cybertron to give him or something stupid.
Yeah, it was almost pointless. You have a fire convoy who was a fire truck for crying out loud, but you didn't bother to include a giant cannon, but no ladder. You could have had both. Okay, one or the other. Sure, go with the ladder instead of just the giant rifle. Maybe they did it for reasons we don't know about. Maybe it's to protect themselves from copyright or IP infringement. I don't know, but the point is, it was such a missed opportunity.
Agreed. It's disappointing.
Yes, it was. I mean, it looks great. Don't get me wrong. The figure, it's an action figure, not really a transformer. It's a monoformer, I guess is the word. But don't get me started on that whole thing. But anyway, the point is he looks great, but he just falls short. When it comes to expectation, you're like, all right, fire convoy, robots in disguise, fire convoy. You have the smaller robot, which this one clearly is not based upon. All right, it's based upon the super mode, and the super mode has a ladder on it, and they just missed the mark with me, and obviously with some of you guys as well. I don't know about how Kato feels about the fire convoy character. I don't think I've never really heard him talk about the car robots line, so. I don't know how you feel there, but for me, it was just such a disappointment, a missed opportunity.
No, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
I have no opinion.
Welcome in, Nero.
I really
Hey,
don't.
Daryl.
I don't know it. The car robots stuff. I didn't get into that much, so I don't have a preference. But I can completely understand why someone would.
Yeah, to me, him without that ladder is basically G1 Prime without the trailer. It's an iconic thing for that mode as well. Because it's supposed to be a launcher cannon for him that shoots the missiles and a bunch of others. That's giant laser beam type of thing in the cartoon, and on the toy, it's supposed to be this, that got these flip out cannons, and then it's got these flip up missile launchers and stuff. It's just supposed to be this, it's an iconic piece for that character, and it's not like he never used it. It's not like it was just a piece that's set on his back or anything.
It's like he used it every other episode, for crying out loud.
Exactly. And Nero in chat says he looks great but falls short when it comes to expectation. He misses the mark. That's what she said.
David Hill said, "I love my time in Thailand. Soy 6 is a great place." Soy 6? 6.
I don't know what Soy 6 is.
Yeah.
It sounds delicious.
But yeah, so, I would love to have a new Super Fire Convoy toy. My only problem is because, like Input here, I'm not sure if either Crimson or Kato has one, but I have the original Super Fire Convoy toy, and I would be somewhat disappointed because the Galaxy Upgrade Prime, it's a nice toy, but when you have the original, not so much. And I feel strongly that if we got a new Super Fire Convoy, it would either have to be a Masterpiece toy, because if it came out in retail, I'd be disappointed with it.
I honestly, I've said this about that Cybertron, whatever, Galaxy Upgrade Prime, that I have that Cybertron one, and every time I see that Galaxy Upgrade Prime, like, I'll put it in the back of my mind. I'll go, I'm going to buy that sometime this week. If I find it, I'll buy it. And then when I find it, I'm looking at it in the box, and I'm just thinking, man, this is not compared to the original one that I already have. It's a night and day difference.
Oh, yes. It feels like if you put it next to the original, and I think in my review I did, as a matter of fact, it looks like you're comparing a $10 toy to a $200 toy. It literally does. It's not that, like you said, night and day difference. Now, I love the Galaxy Upgrade Prime mold. It's a good mold. Don't get me wrong. It's just not the original. And this is the way I feel about Super Fire Convoy. If they release another one, or Robots in Disguise Power Prime, or whatever he was called here in the U.S., Powered Prime. Is that right? No, I can't remember.
That's
I never watched it. Yeah, I never watched the U.S. version, to be honest. I like the Car Robots version. It's so much better than the U.S. Fox Kids version. Fox Kids. But I feel that there would be a terrible injustice done if it was done in retail.
I mean, I think, in all honesty, I think the Galaxy Upgrade Prime may have been a learning lesson for Hasbro. Maybe I don't know. It's just when you have, again, I say this, I'm not against hollowness, but there are times where I'm just like, guys, how'd you think that was a good idea? Impactor on the legs. What were you guys thinking, right? The Galaxy Upgrade Prime, those cannons have 3 sides to them. You guys couldn't make it hollow, fine, whatever, but you guys couldn't put a fourth side up to make a complete house here. You guys left half a wall off. And
well, yeah, they did it to save part count and weight count is what they did. And it's a cheap out.
Agreed. Like, you could have put that hollowness somewhere else on that figure and gave him 4 sides to his cannons.
Mm-hmm.
But now people, they spend $50 and then they got to spend whatever, 12, 15, whatever it is for that kit. And I mean, that goes back to what we were talking about a few weeks ago in the podcast, Tales from Teletran. That's every Saturday night from 9 p.m. Central Standard Time to 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you guys want to get in on the conversation, we also have a Facebook group called Tales from Teletran. So go over to Facebook and check it out. Keep in touch with us. So
I love it, input. Every time.
No problem.
Every time.
I don't mind him plugging the shit. I don't mind. Since I'm his admin for Facebook, I don't mind him plugging it. I didn't mind it when he did it when I wasn't. So either way it goes, I don't mind. Guys, plug your damn selves on my channel. I've got to learn.
Oh my
God. Plug yourselves into my
channel. Good night, folks.
No, wait, that sounds so bad. Now that I think about what I just said. No.
That's what's going to happen if y'all keep putting the link into the public chat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, this is why I started, emailing it out, is because lessons learned. Lessons learned. Because I don't need to get a copyright strike against me again because some persons decided to play music in their background, despite
it
me.
Happened a second time again.
It's happened a second time. Yes. My last live show or the one just before that got a copy. Although it didn't last. It was like the next day it was gone. And I didn't even get a chance to really, fight back with it. I wanted to contest it, and then suddenly it was gone. As I woke up the next morning, I said, okay, I'm going to contest this shit. And the copyright strike was no longer there. I was like, okay, problem solved, I guess.
That's kind of.
But that's because, again, people are playing things in the background, and maybe they don't get it. I don't know, but music businesses are sharks, and they're looking for every opportunity to basically rape the hell out of you. Or whatever sharks do besides, eat you, I guess. That's what they do. I don't know what I don't know sharks. What am I, a biologist? Oceanographer, or whatever the hell they're called?
You could be.
Well, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not. Let's see.
Well,
doesn't someone have to report? If so, who reported?
No.
I don't know.
It's all bots. All bots are scanning everything. They hear music, or if you put a mention of like a song or music and it's translated from Google Translate, then they'll let the bot loose on it. They'll look for music in the whole video. It's like sucking. It's like sicking Teletran 1, onto everything, right? So it's searching everywhere, and it finds that small little bit of music, and it's just like, oh, copyright strike, because it matches this music from the library, even when it doesn't, right?
In the same way that like Shazam and Google can hear, like you can hit it and let it hear a song and it can find the song for you. It's that same program that basically runs constantly inside YouTube that says, wait, this song in the background is such and such. And that's why it's been wrong before too. And it could be why yours went away. It's like a secondary, pass through. They're like, nah, that's not the same thing.
Yeah. Like either way, a lesson learned. Now I just email out the links. Like tonight, I put in a link just so Kato and Crimson could join in, but otherwise, no. And that reminds me, maybe next month, possibly next month, it may happen. There will be a special NinjaBill and Friends show coming up, and that night there will be no guests except for a very select few that I will have already picked, and I don't want anybody who happens to show up during that live show to feel bad that you were not picked. I had to pick and choose who I wanted to be as guests with me on the show. It's not an easy process. I enjoy everyone's company, and so if you didn't get picked for it, please don't hate me for it. It's just I had to pick and choose from a list of 100 people, and there's going to only be 4 other people to join me on that show with a special guest. So that will probably happen next month. I'm assuming either at the beginning or the middle of March sometime. So I'm assuming by the information I have. So, and I've already contacted the people who I've selected as that group of people to join me. So if you haven't seen an email from me, you're not on that very short list. So anyway, I am actually probably going to close the show tonight a little early, but I really don't have anything else to talk about. So before I go, let's do a round circle here and talk about what we got going on with your own channels. This is a chance to promote yourselves, input. I should exclude you because you already did it twice. No, you can do it 3 or 4 more times if you want. And we'll start with you anyway. Input.
Well, as of right now, I am currently reviewing the Shattered Glass TFC SG Perseus, which is a Shattered Glass version of their, was it Hercules, their Devastator. I've got 2 more figures left to review, and then a video of their combined mode coming up. And if you guys like what you hear here, me, Kato, and Crimson also have a podcast over on my channel on Input. That's in-PUT every Saturday night from 9 to 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we also have a Facebook group, Tales from Teletran. So if you guys want to get in on all the kookiness and fun and trash talk and banana hammocks that we have over there going on during our podcast, feel free and join in.
And okay, Crimson, you are next.
So I'm working currently on animation for a stop motion animation tournament. I'm way behind. I've gotten 500 more pictures, so I'm up to 3,500 now. It's gotten a little insane, but I'm hoping it's going to be worth it. I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about some prizes that are in it. I think I may have gone a little overboard, but it's one of those things where I like giving back to the community, especially the community that's been so good to me. And I like the year, start off this 2020 pretty much with a bang, and gonna go through it, and we'll see how that turns out. And I can't give an end date of when this is gonna get posted. I've kind of gone past my end date by a couple of weeks, but real life takes priority over fun stuff, I suppose.
There you go. Solomus 44, welcome, as we are just about to close the show. Anyway, Kato, go for it.
What have I got going on? Just did a wonderful review of a fantastic figure that I recommend everyone check out. Zeta Bumblebee. No. I have, let's see, if everything goes well, tomorrow I should have, hopefully, all of the Earthrise Wave 1 Deluxes, Prime, and the Battle Masters. So Smashdown and Ramp Bag, whatever the heck his name is. I should have all those tomorrow, which means all next week I'll be filming reviews for those guys. That's about all I have going on. I am, at this very moment, I am 5 subscribers away from 400. So subscribe to me if you haven't already, because,
wow,
that's important to people that do things like this, I guess. And did I say 400? I meant 400 if I said anything else. Yeah.
No, you said 400. Yeah.
Okay, good. I felt like I said 500, which would be a lie. But yeah, 5 away from 400, and should have some Earthrise reviews coming up next week. And I think that's it. I have a couple of action figures I might review. I've got the Mandalorian from Star Wars, and I have yet to review that Ultraman, that 1/12 scale, whatever that is, Ultraman. So I may do that. I just got some batteries put in that guy. But I think that's about it. I may have a Kato's Collection Presents episode coming up soon with a special guest, but that has to be clarified at some point before that can happen. But other than that, you can find us on that their podcast, and then randomly throughout the chat rooms, because chat rooms, what am I, 150? The chat
150
with everyone else, because I don't do anything else, so I end up trying to be in everyone's chat business.
And that's okay by us. So There you go. I have a couple things. I have the Studio Series Hightower review coming up. I have the What the Community Means to Me challenge from Kate. Again, another challenge from Cato. I have yet to complete. I have that coming up.
To be fair, that is a Rejecticon challenge.
Yeah, blah blah blah. I don't care.
I don't want to take
It's
credit for all
that.
To be fair,
and I think that's it. I know I got some other stuff coming. I just don't know what at the moment. Some look back videos, some older figures that people have seen on my Facebook group page. Picture posts. I do a picture review dailies, as I like to call them, the random Transformer posts. And I got some people have asked me to actually do a couple of video reviews of those toys. I don't have a lot of their accessories or the boxes anymore. But sure, I'll review them. It's content. There you go. People may enjoy it. And also, if I reach 200 subscribers by my birthday, that is March 11th, by my birthday, I will be doing a contest, a giveaway contest for a G1 Predaking. So,
whoa.
Wow.
If I reach 200, maybe even 300 subscribers, maybe 250, I'll say 250. If I reach 250 by March 11th, I will do a giveaway of a G1 Predacon or Predaking. So there you go. So anyway, that's about all there is to say. I want to thank everyone who joined us in the chat, everyone who's joined us in the show, Cato, Crimson, Input. Everyone have an awesome night. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for all our channels. All of them. Go right now. Well, not right now, but right after this. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sure everyone in the chat already has before. Hit the little bell icon, and above everything else, be good to each other. Cato, I want you to lead us out on an epic adventure equal to that of any Conan comic you'd ever read.
Taint Scrotum Balsam.